Crease. Let's get it. Mark and Will, yeah. Mark and Will, yeah. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gon' tell you what they know. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gon' tell you what they know.
It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show.
What's going on, peeps? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Mark and Will Show. I'm yours truly, Will, and got something special tonight. If you follow the Mark and Will Show, you know how I used to say this word. So I'm gonna haven't said it in a while, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it right now for you guys.
Another banger.
Hey, I'm telling you, it's going down tonight. We had a great interview and everything like that yesterday. So Kasani did his thing, KCD. Tonight is real special. So before we kick off this interview, I want to let you know where to find us at, guys. So everybody knows, so we can all be on the same page. Pretty much at Mark and Will, everything. You know what I'm saying? Twitter, which is X, Facebook, TikTok, you don't stop, Instagram, YouTube. We got the game and we got all that stuff. You know, Facebook page, which we're on right now. Make sure you do the follow, like, share, all that stuff. The Players Club group, banging close to 9,000. And after the interview, the offensive defensive players of the week will be revealed. So make sure you sit tight and all that good stuff. So go ahead and make sure you follow us and that. But without further ado, got my guy on here. Deadstock Visual is joining big time. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. How are yourself?
I am fine, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You're the most wanted, man. That's what they say, man. You know what I'm saying? And for the people who, because like I said, I know the people in the sports world, they definitely know exactly, you know, they seen your videos and things like that. Tell everybody pretty much what is Deadstock Visuals.
Well, Deadstock Visuals is a company I started about 4 or 5 years ago. Coming up on basketball season, will be my fifth season doing things and filming and taking pictures. But I'm a former hooper, so I have a passion in basketball, and I've had brothers that come behind me, and one just graduated, so I was kind of in the heat of it with him. But he was probably my main reason for kind of getting into filming. So I'm done with my college career and whatnot. And I started following him around with the phone, right? And making the little mixtapes on the phone with the free apps. And that eventually got me to venturing out and trying to save a few bucks and maybe purchasing a camera. Uh, I watched a lot of mixtapes growing up. I
Right.
was a part of that kind of culture. Watching mixtape of some of the hottest guys on Ballers Life, hoop mixtape, and I would go and try to go to the YMCA and go outside and try to practice these types of moves. You know what I'm saying? So I always was kind of into the highlights films, right? And so once I started getting into it, filming him,
hmm
his friends are playing in the games and whatnot. So I'm kind of getting getting popular around some of those big games and whatnot, and everybody starts kind of asking me to come out and check the
Right.
games out and post the highlights. But long story short is it's kind of just my way of kind of giving back with also still staying around basketball and
Right.
kind of paying it forward and helping out the next generation. Uh, Here in Louisville, I feel like we have a lot of great talent, kids that can kind of compete on the national stage, and especially in the Kentucky area as well, not just Louisville. Uh, so I think just kind of giving them a platform that they can all kind of go and
Right.
look at all the highlights and look at some of the top games, top ballers from our area, and even on the AAU circuit, trying to travel and play. These our kids are playing against some of the top talent, some of the top shoe circuits. So I really try to highlight them because sometimes even in those big events, they're not getting the big love, but they can definitely compete. So I just try to, show love to Kentucky and Louisville and kind of just with my camera, just kind of put a spotlight on our youth.
It's funny how you said it that pretty much how I got started with your siblings. You know what I'm saying, that kind of stuff like that, and that kind of led to
Yeah.
other things. So how difficult, how hard was it, man? How much work was it for you to do that? Because, like you said, people, mixtapes and things like that, that's not easy to do, which everybody tries to do or try to emulate. And really around
Right.
here, they try to emulate you. So, how difficult was that when you first started out doing this?
Right, right. To be honest, like you said, it wasn't easy getting started. It's like you have a lot of questions, right? Like I said, I was a former hooper. I did everything with the iPhone. I was screen recording my own, highlights when we watching film, but that's as kind of advanced as it got. But just kind of watching YouTube videos. You
Hmm.
gotta, use your resources, your free ones especially. I used to stay on YouTube and ask questions or type in questions I had, and sometimes there were videos that had answers for me.
Right,
So I stayed just kind of learning the best way to kind of get better and improve your craft is doing it consistently. So that
right,
was one of the things that kind of got me uh, quicker or you can say more talented, but
right,
it was more just consistency and just trial and error. Watching other guys in bigger cities.
right.
Like I said, my brother was in Indiana. He played in Indiana
Okay,
at New Albany. So it gave me a different world because I was playing college in Indiana, but
okay.
I didn't know the high school scene. So this is right after Romeo Langford
Hmm.
and whatnot. So it's kind of booming over there. And I just kind of, he played with Indiana leading AAU in the grassroots circuit. So we're always in Indy. So really, I was kind of got going here,
Uh-huh.
but that summer after my first year, I was in Indianapolis just about
Okay.
all summer
That's
because it was
that's
COVID summer.
basketball. That's basketball heaven up there.
Yeah, like it was COVID summer, so everything was shut down. But
Right.
Indianapolis
Hmm.
and there was one other place that was kind of still having tournaments, but Indy was kept going. They didn't
Right.
stop,
Right.
so everybody came up there.
So
And I
go
saw
ahead.
some of the nation's top talent that over that summer kind of and just start rubbing shoulders, and that really got me confident. And when they
Okay.
start posting your work and whatnot, and you start building these relationships with some of the kids you see on, like I said, these big highlights scenes and pages. So that was
Right.
kind of big and confident for me, and I really wanted to like, hey, let me mix my Louisville guys in with these national guys,
Hmm.
and it kind of just turned into something special, and that's what I try to kind of do. So I don't just stay here. I try. You gotta
Yeah.
mess with the top players and build relationships with them because it's all going to trickle down and help everybody at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah,
Let me
it's
ask you
just
this.
practice.
Let me ask you this. So start off with an iPhone. That kind of stuff. What was your next? What was your next camera, man? What'd you go to next?
So I still got my baby girl. She is the Canon 5D Mark IV.
Okay.
Like you said, like I said, so I'm looking for a camera, right? Don't know anybody that's into this. I don't know where to go. Like I said, it was all just typing on Google, typing on YouTube, and kind of watching reviews and like what can work in sports. So I was on YouTube, ran into the Canon 5D Mark IV. wasn't too expensive. It was a pretty penny, but
Right.
it was manageable for me at the time, and got a 24 to 105 lens, which covers a nice,
Right.
it's a nice focal length, right? It can kind of get to the other end of the court, and it gets wide enough on your end to get enough if you're under the basket. But I had that workhorse. It still works great for like 2 years or so. and so that's what was my first little camera, and I used that in football,
Right.
basketball. I did some events, so that was kind of just my first little all-purpose camera, and I ended up getting a few lenses with it. But yeah, that was my workhorse. So I finally went over to Sony now,
Hmm.
uh,
I heard.
Sony
Hey,
A7 III, I guess. Go ahead.
I heard somebody say that we was on the sidelines
Hmm.
recently, and somebody said, "Yeah, that's that Sony man. He's got that Sony over." So they definitely peeping out what you got in your hands.
Oh, definitely. I probably get tons of DMs and questions. What do you use and what do you got? Sometimes I drop a little heat on them and go
Uh,
ahead and give up the recipe. But sometimes I'm like, just look around and see what you like. Because there's so much work. I mean, so many things that you can use and
right,
you can adapt and get great stuff out of. So it's just and everybody's price range starts out different. So it's
right.
just I tell kids because a lot of kids ask me in high school, and what I'm saying, I know you're not working a lot, so I try to give them tips and things to look
Hmm.
at eBay, just and they ask me all types of stuff, especially on the football games when they catch me. But I
Right,
try
right,
to give a little advice when I can for sure because I know how tough it was when I was coming out and I had nobody to ask a single
right.
question to, you know. But yeah,
Let me ask you this
let's
though.
see.
Let me ask you this: When did it? When did it get real serious? Like, do you know the moment when it got real serious that okay, now I have to do the social media with this because you can post things on Twitter, whatever, but now you got to
Right.
be Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. When did it get that serious for you?
It's funny. I kind of, I was on social media personally, and I
Hmm.
had, I had my little followers or whatnot, just personally, did my hoop stuff. Uh, so when I started Deadstock, right off the bat, I was like, create a Twitter, create Instagram.
Right,
I was a little slow to Facebook, but it create the YouTube. So I had all of these things created. You look at them. I did have to restart my Twitter, unfortunately. I was hot on there. I was kind of mad about that. I had a lot
I
of
remember
D1
that.
coaches on that first Twitter, man, and this is the Tyron Moore, Howard Fleming era.
Uh huh.
But anyways, yeah, I was mad about that. But yeah, I was kind of keen to start these pages. Like I said, I knew the Ballers Life, the Hoop Mixtape pages, like they're posting, they're on
Right.
social media. That's how I know about them. So it was a no brainer for me to right away. You gotta make those popping pages, the Twitters, the Instagrams, and the YouTubes. Those are a must.
Yeah.
I probably had those for my personal pages.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. That it's real. It's serious. It is real serious.
Yeah,
And the thing about it is like you said, everybody thinks that you could do it and try because you've been out there, and I think I said something the other day that I look up, man, and it's about 30, 40 people on the sidelines with cameras, and I'm like, wow. But and that's good though. That gives them hope and
yeah,
things like that. And when did let me ask you this?
yeah.
When is the first because you started in basketball. When did you start doing football, and what drew you to football?
That's a good question. I started doing football. This is my third football season. So, Selah and them's senior year, right? Yeah, senior year because he was a U of L last year. Yeah, Selah
Right.
senior year. So, what did they go to the championship and lose to St. X?
Yes.
Was that the year? Yeah. So that was my first season, and it was a great season. That was a great season to start. It, I just have some great memories from that season. Like I said, it was my first time being out. I wasn't sure how football was really gonna go, but the kids have been asking me for so long to try it or come out. So uh, and I always appreciate male people. I was like, you go to the male game so much, like they always show love, so they always take care of me. So I definitely got to show it back. And I went there a few years, so it's just all love. But
I
yeah,
didn't know you.
males took me in from the.
I didn't know you went
Go
there a
ahead.
couple of years, man. I didn't know you went there a couple. I know you ballot.
I'm a yeah. I went to Ballard. Like I'm a traditional kid. Went to Barrett. went to
Okay.
Barrett, vice president of Barrett, and all that. And both my brothers went to Barrett, so like it was a
Okay.
family thing. Yeah. So we're all hilltoppers at heart. They just didn't end up going to Mel.
Right. Right.
But I had a few years. I experienced it. We just had a lot of coaching change. I was a basketball guy.
Right.
Our first year was Coach Cruz. He was kind of my guy. He messed with me since seventh grade. So I was always playing up. Like Derek Willis was on one, our feeder teams. He was
Right.
supposed to be at Male. I think he went there freshman year actually.
Right.
Just didn't work out. But yeah. So and then Coach Miller came in. That's at Evangel right
Right.
now. But yeah, I was at Male.
Okay. 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 All right,
Yeah, a little bulldog in me.
bulldog in you got a little
A
bulldog in
little
you. Okay,
bulldog.
okay. So let me ask you this, man, because I'm actually gonna probably really experience this next year because I've
Yeah.
been, I'm a bulldog, and got nephews that played and stuff like that. Especially, this is our third year, so I got one that's a senior now. So next year, ain't no front now. People know Mark and Will, so I'm gonna have to take a little tour, right? So how do you
Yes.
decide where you going?
That's a great question. For real, because that's always. I don't even know half the time. That's what I tell people. And I sub a lot in different schools, so the kids try to get me to go, where they play at. I'm like, I gotta see.
Right, right,
But St. X Trinity is sweet. But I just, I eventually started downloading the little app, the
hmm
Riders and KHSA. I probably was a little late to that. The first, I used to have to really use my social media. What's popping games? I used to ask that all the time.
right,
I still do sometimes, to be honest. Like, where y'all want me to go? So sometimes I'll kind of let the fans or the of the schools and whatnot chime in on my story and see where everybody's kind of thinking. And
right,
sometimes I'll switch up my whole flow of what I was planning on and go and messing with them and maybe go and get in that other game and just had because sometimes a bunch of people go shout out Deadstock page and go say come to North Oldham, South Oldham or something,
right, right,
just little
right,
things. But I like that type of stuff. You get involved, so yeah, it just kind of depends on maybe if it's that marquee game and marquee matchup,
hmm
Saint X Trinity or male X or male Trinity. I always try to get those big ones and male Manual. Those are kind of a must for me. But
right,
other weeks, I try to go spread out and kind of get around the city if I can.
right, right. So I know you said, basketball, football. What other sports have you done? Or what other sports would you like to do?
So, yeah, so I've done volleyball.
Mm,
I'm mad at myself for not getting to the tape. I dropped some photos. The girls were really excited and they were kind of pumped to see me there. The ones that knew me, like
hmm
not too many people knew me, but some of the girls thought that stuff. It was Ballard Central, so
Okay.
some good girls volleyball. But baseball is something I've taken a long time to get to. I need to really try to do that this year.
Softball. Softball.
Softball too,
Please. Please. Yeah.
soccer as well.
Yes.
I
Yes.
really need to start kind of showing some love to those. I think I could do all right in those areas. It's just I always question the baseball, softball because like, can I track the ball well enough where they hit it and this and that? But you can still get moments and
Right.
whatnot, and maybe stand different
I'm gonna tell
angles to get
you.
pitches.
I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna tell you now. Because you and I had a talk before. They would love you. Mark and I talked about it before. When we started doing the polls and things, I said, I talked to some people. They was like, "Man, I don't know how you gonna do that softball, baseball. I wouldn't mess with it." Man, we messed with it, and we got like about 6,000 followers
Wow,
off that on Facebook type stuff. You know what I'm
right?
saying? So
You
they
can
they
see,
love it. As long as you got the equipment, they would welcome you with open arms. I mean, things like that. And I'm still gonna try to do volleyball and all that stuff like that and soccer. Try to do that, but you know, let me ask you this: Do besides the Louisville and I know the state, do you get a lot of requests from outside of Jefferson County for you to come and do highlight tape for individuals or stuff like that?
I do definitely. It's not as often. but especially when you have relationships you might build with guys that you
Hmm.
caught in the summer in AAU, they want you to come out. But people in Indianapolis write me a lot. I've had people in Nashville, Cincinnati,
Hmm.
especially in Kentucky. Little drives in Kentucky. We've had some powerhouse players, and then like Reed Shepard. So you kind of got to
Right.
travel to see Reed. You have to kind of travel to see Travis Perry and those types of
Hmm.
players. GRC's had some good teams, and so I try to go to the Lexington here and there maybe for the big Christmas tournament. In the summer league, I try to catch teams that I don't normally get to see,
Right.
and just try to build those relationships. But nothing too crazy. But like I said, it's all about relationships. Like I got a coach from Cincinnati. I did some stuff for. He wants me. They got a big time team in Fairmount. I think it's called
Hmm.
Fairmount High School. But just all about relationships, especially the out of town people. You're gonna usually meet them doing
Right.
AAU or something and
Right.
whatnot.
Now I seen you. I seen you definitely cover, of course, basketball AAU. Now, did you have a team? Did you start a team or a league? What's going on with that, man? I see you. Your toes are everywhere, man. You're dipping them toes and
Uh,
everything. So what's going on with that?
Should have brought my trophy over here. Yeah. So we did the team Deadstock. We kind of did a collab, and I just tried to kind of get some of my guys that, like I said, this is build a lot of relationships doing this. Like, think about it is I'm ground level with the kids a lot of the times. I do the
Right.
invite league and other things, but so I can kind of get them at functions, and I do the dead stock runs. It's easy. You just say who wants to hoop, and I can
Right.
kind of get some of the top players just to respond, and it's not that difficult like it might be maybe for others. But so to get back to your question. Um, I just tried to, kind of have fun. It was the last weekend in the AAU. I
Hmm.
played in the Battle of the Bridges. They have the All Star event Saturday night. That most of my kids were All Stars.
Right.
So I just wanted to collab and bring a lot of the kids that are talented and they know each other. They're kind of associate friends, or maybe they play with each other and as youngins. But let's come together a weekend and have fun and play the right way. And let's film it. I had probably 8, 9 people trying to film it all week, so the cameras were out. It was just like
Right.
just wanted to kind of something we don't get to see too often. And I didn't just have seniors; I had freshmen and sophomores, and we still were able to win it. But like you said, just trying to have fun, uh, kind of do something you weren't able to do, wrap up the summer the right way. But like you kind of said, it got me interested and it got me thinking. I just don't really know yet, but if the AAU thing is for me. But I always had a passion to coach a little bit. I coached at Western a little bit with
Hmm.
Coach Britt, coached AAU back in the day. So I'm not sure. People have come to me. Some people have come to me about some things. So I just got to keep my mind open. But
Right.
I'm all for pushing our kids out,
Right.
exposure. Like if my name or can help bring some of the top kids together, I'm down to look at it.
Right.
Because we just need more of that. Like as you know, most of our top players play for other states, and
Right.
especially in the
Right.
grassroots game.
Right.
So yeah, I would definitely be open to something like that if it's gonna be able to get kids together.
Cool. And I think it would. You know what I'm saying? I think one thing that I love about the social media and also networking, with you guys, and other people like that is that people when you say dead stock, they definitely know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They know, like you said, they know he's in the building and things like that, and we're hoping that we can be that too, that people can say, hey, Mark and Will, let's, interviews, all that kind of stuff like that, players of the week,
Definitely,
and that's the whole thing, giving these kiddos recognitions. You know what I'm saying? People are like, well, how come you got this many people on the poll? Because these kids deserve recognition. You know what I'm saying? I mean, without a doubt. Don't put nobody on there that you don't think deserves to win, and that's what we do. We don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That
right.
kind of stuff. So it's very important. Had many people reach out and said, "Hey, my daughter, you know what I'm saying? Y'all made her day. This being nominated, she may not win and stuff like that, and that's what it's about. different parts of the state. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody's different. Let's bring it and let's see what's going on. If you can look on there and see that somebody's got 400 yards rushing that you never knew existed in Owen County or anything like that, or in your backyard at Seneca, hey man, that's what it's about, you know. So I tell you what I want to do now is
Yeah,
get a little know about you a little bit. So how old were you when you first
yeah.
started playing sports back in the
When I
day?
was started playing sports, it was pretty early, like probably 3, 4, like really doing it early on, or at least as much as you could. Like I was at the YMCA from jump. My dad was a big YMCA guy, so he had the old pictures of us, team pictures, and he coaching and all that. So I was doing the soccer, the t-ball, just all of them.
Right, right.
Um,
Where'd you play at?
I played so football, Hikes Point guy. I'm a Hikes Point
High
kid.
Sport
Yeah,
Lobos.
we bred some legends. Yeah, for sure. My
Yeah.
dad coached and all that, so I know a
Okay.
lot of just ballers. I remember getting Devontae Parker's flag when I was when he was like 8 and I was
Uh-huh.
5. The flag still,
Right.
and we had to run. You had to run through the hole to juke. I remember. I'll never forget it. He ran me over, and I held the flag up. But nah, Hikes Point was a time, and that was a part of my life. But at 6th grade, pops was like hoops or basketball, and
Mm.
we had did we were just coming up with basketball. I went to Norton. Uh, Probably I feel like she's the best girls elementary, middle school hooper I knew. China Dad, one of the Christian
Oh.
Academy
Oh
legend.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Me
Oh
and her
yeah.
played at elementary together and
Okay.
won chip. Uh, and then, like I said, I went to Barrett, and then went to Male. But yeah, let me slow down. Pops was and my uncle. I don't know if anybody remembers the AAU program, Louisville Smoke back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But my uncle kind of started that, and then the truth came kind of after that. And tons of athletes through the city, they won a national championship. Shannon Sheehan,
Mm.
bucket shaking on Preston Highway to go on
Right.
trips and all that type of stuff. So like that was kind of the culture I came up in, and I was a big AAU kid. We played, national. I played with Daryl Hicks,
Mm-hmm.
all types of talented kids and high profile kids in the city just growing up. So I was like kind of before AAU got like shoe circuity.
Right. 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 Right.
We kind of were always doing it every year, regardless
Right.
if it was super super high level or not. So I came up just kind of doing basketball full year round mostly. Once I kind of got to middle school,
Well,
uh,
check check me out.
yeah,
What
go
was your
ahead.
check me out? What was your best youth memory? If you can
Best
name
youth
one.
memory, one that sticks out that just popped up quickly. Like I'm playing with Keelan Martin,
Mm.
uh, Malik Henry, so Rick Henry's son, Jalen Coleman, just won a championship in Kansas. Louisville native, but he relocated to Indy and played at
Right.
Cathedral. But I had like 28. We won a little championship. Played for shout out Focus, shout out Coach Tim on that one. Focus kid back in the day. So 6th grade, we went up there, beat like the top team, Indy Hoosiers. Had like 6, 7 threes and 28. And that was always kind of when you go through slumps. I was like, man, you kind of remember who you are a little bit. And I remember I
Right.
ain't gonna lie, I got to give Coach Tim his props on that. He was big and kind of instilling confidence early on, and so that's kind of a fun memory I kind of had back in the day.
Did you ever think about when you at Male and at Ballard, you have photography class. Did you even think about that? Did you even think that did you envision yourself doing what you're doing now back in the day?
It's funny. I had no type of interest in thinking in the cameras or photography or filming. Uh, my pops, he filmed quite a lot. It's kind of funny when
Hmm.
my mom kind of mentions it. He kept tapes, and kind of had the camcorder out at the football games, at the
Right.
young events. So I didn't really tie it into anything, and it's been a while seeing him touch any of that stuff or do anything with it. But
Right.
I guess he did get into it a little bit, but yeah, I no way would I thought I'm doing what I'm doing now at the level, and it's taken up every night. I have, and yeah, I do it every day.
Yes.
And now it's consumed me, who I am. So I'm Deadstock. So I
Right.
changed, might as well change the name.
Right, right. It becomes you. You know what I'm saying? It
Right,
becomes you. And that's something like that. And so,
right.
and you said it every night. Like so, you know, are you are you processing? Are you like just throwing out different videos and things like that? So because I believe me, I do know and understand what you're talking about. How it becomes you. So, what does the week look like for you, man?
Okay, so I got to do probably hoops because during football season, football's not that bad because you only get a few nights a week.
Right,
Like I said, you can kind of chill
right.
during the week or chop up what you got over the weekend. Um, uh, but nowadays football might play like the shortage of rest the last few years. We played on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays. So
Right.
sometimes you can get moving a little bit. But basketball season, I just feel like ever since COVID came through, they might play on any night of the week. Uh, Especially COVID. I remember they was trying to fit games in when they started the season late. I
Uh-huh.
was going to a game every night. It was a game every night. Sundays even. I went to a Holy Cross game on Sunday and a few others. But anyways, yeah, just so basketball. So you got they play on Tuesdays. So you're gonna get the Tuesday game. If somebody so think about me, I'm gonna go to a game if there's a game available.
Right.
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 Like I check the app. I'm trying to see who plays. Like if it's just a decent game enough, I know there's going to be at least a player or two interesting, or I might have a relationship. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
relationships are big with me.
Right.
If I mess with you a little bit, I might slide on you. Just to
Right.
show some love throughout the season. But I try to make my rounds. And dang, what was the question again? I don't talk too much.
No, you fine. I was
Uh,
saying like, what does a week like a
yeah,
week
a
look
week look
like for
like.
you?
Right. So you do the games. I'm trying to either chop the game up, usually the same night,
Okay.
if I got the time. Sometimes I fall asleep on it and try to do it the next day. Substituting kind of gave me a nice lane to maybe kind of work throughout the day if your
Mm-hmm.
workload's not tough. Not when you're probably long term because you're kind of their full teacher and you're really
Right.
doing stuff. But when you're just subbing and moving around, you got time to edit. So that was kind of a nice job. I can wake up early, knock out substitute in 220,
Right.
get a little nap in, maybe rest, and go to a game at 7. So that was also a way for me to edit. But like I said, getting it done the same night, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta look at it. No, you ain't really gotta look at it no more unless you're trying to make a player highlight or something.
Right. Right. Right.
So I mean, so it's just every night. Every day throughout the day, throughout the night. Like when I get home, I'm popping up the laptop, hopping on my editing app. Like it's
Right.
open
Right.
constantly. Like I couldn't even give you the hours and times,
No, you don't have
but
to.
I'm
I
just know
understand.
I'm on it. If I'm home, just about ain't no
Right.
video games. I had to stop it because I can't play the video games. I can't keep
Right.
up on 2K. It's editing every night. The way I drop mostly,
Right.
and I just try to keep pumping stuff out because I know consistency kind of really stands out and separates you.
Right. Big time.
So
Big time. Big time.
so you know.
Yeah, you
I
right.
really try to just to keep my content coming. I've been around for a while, and that's the main thing. The reason everybody can come to my page or to they kind of rely on me. It's like
Right.
I know you got it. I know you got it.
Right.
You get that touchdown. I know you got it. Did you get the Mill Ballard game in basketball? I know you were there. Like, what happened? Well, just so I kind of pride myself on getting that stuff and getting the big time stuff for everybody because I know they're kind of looking from on my page for it.
Right. No,
So
that's
I
good
just try to
stuff.
stay
I know,
consistent.
and you hit it on the head, man. And that's what we try to do, man. We try to pump out, come on a show almost, at least 4 days a week, sometimes 5. Now I'm dropping other stuff that normally I love the live stuff, but now I'm doing recorded so I can be at a male game and know that my stuff is still out there, and then do a Saturday show and all this. So now you absolutely right. Let me ask you this before we get you off here. What is what is advice would you give someone who's trying to get in there, get and do what you do, man? What kind of advice would you give them?
Advice I would give, you have to, like I said, stay consistent. In the beginning, you're probably going to try to compare your work a lot. Don't do that. You know, everybody started somewhere. Trust me, like I wasn't looking like I am when I started.
Right.
Nowhere near. Like you constantly figure out stuff. So just stay at it, constantly go to, if your sports, go to games. If your weddings, try to go to weddings for free. You know, you have to go and fail and learn how you messed up here, so
Mm-hmm.
the next time you get better, and then so on. It's just gonna build and turn into something. Nothing, you know, worth having is gonna happen overnight.
Right.
So yeah, so you just, like I said, if you enjoy it, and find something you enjoy. So basketball doesn't feel like a job for me, or sports doesn't feel like a job. Play them,
Right.
I can watch them all day. Some people can't do that. I know people that you know, I'm not gonna say names, but I know people that aren't gonna come out unless they get paid, because they don't, you know, it's
Right.
not, you know, it's just a job to them. That's okay. But like I said, finding something that you really interested in, maybe if you like concerts, you know, go to those things for free, and write the event owner, or the venue owner, or the coach, and try to, you know, build those relationships. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, the relationship will get you super far in this game.
Right.
So, you know, like I said, just work hard, you know, have a goal, have something, you know, that you know, where you want to see yourself, you know, have a vision, and you know, just stay at it, and you know, be a good person and build those relationships, because it'll come back and help you, and somebody might refer you for a next job,
Right.
and like I said, you, to get money, especially in a business way, like, you do good work, you know, somebody might chat and spread your name, and, oh, I saw this tape you did
Mm-hmm.
for so and so. So just, you know, like I said, it's the camera, the business. It probably took me, you know, oh, definitely took me over a year or two to even feel like my work was meaning much. You know,
Right.
you're working so hard for 60 likes, and then, and, you know, in the beginning, and you're like, the views aren't where they're supposed to be.
Right.
So you got to get through those tough times, and just keep pumping it out, be consistent, and just try to improve every day. You
Right.
know,
So
that's what I kind of would say.
let me ask you this: how can somebody get you if they want you to, you know, film or do a highlight of their son or their daughter? How can they reach and make that happen?
Definitely. You can email me at deadstockvisuals@gmail.com. You can definitely direct message or DM me on Instagram, Twitter. Uh, you know, just kind of, if you see me, you can say something. I got business cards. I got a phone number I keep on my profile. You can now book now Instagram. So direct message. I use a lot of social media to get a hold of me, or you can email me. Some people have my number that I get. You know, I kind of build relationships with. They
Right.
might bug me, but you can text me. But yeah, you know, I'm not hard to find. I feel like,
Right.
shout out Coach Brown.
Right. Right. Do you know that's right? Do you have?
For
Let
real.
me know. Let me know. Do you have um any project that you're trying to do that you would like to do?
So I would like to do maybe like some documentary, maybe season from, you know,
Mm.
beginning to end. We really had something in the works with Western, man. Caden Magwood, before he bounced, that
Mm.
team was going to be so nice.
Yes, it
We really
was.
wanted to follow that, and get some of the behind the scenes, the dynamics.
Right.
You know, some kids aren't going on to the happy homes, but you might know them, and they're these big ballers. Just get
Right.
an insight, you know. And I think that would have been really, really nice if we would have got all that year, and it kind of fell apart. But no, that's something maybe I could look into doing. I want to start doing weddings because weddings
Okay.
is where you start. You can definitely get paid a little bit more in weddings. I'm open to music videos. I tell people that too because that's a different world. But I feel like I did my friends last year. And
Hmm.
it's all about editing, but and just having that flow. And I kind of like hip hop, so you hear
Right.
it in my mixtapes and stuff. So I'm just open to getting in different venues. Everybody in this camera business also as advice, don't keep yourself in a box. Like
Hmm.
you got camera that can film, take pictures. I mean, you just do it all. Learn how to color grade. I'm still trying to learn. I know people
Yeah.
talk about color grade, color grade. Just like I said, try to use all of your equipment as best as you can and get the most out of it.
Right.
Like I said, you don't have to have the best camera right off bat. I know some people that have some really some cheaper cameras, but like I said, the quality. You're like, how'd you get that
Mm.
out of that? You
Right.
know,
Right.
so you just gotta get the most out of what you have. It's not all you don't have to get the most expensive stuff all the time, and just make the most out of it. Get the most.
Right. Right. So we know you be at the Trinity and Saint X game coming up big time like that. You know,
I might be.
you
I
might
need.
be.
Like I don't know
What's
who
going
we talk
on?
to.
What's going
Who
on?
we talk to get the media credentials, and they like it's so tough to get in that game. I don't even be trying no
Yeah.
more.
Right.
I ain't gonna
That's
lie. So I don't think I've ever been to a Saint X Trinity game. And it's just because it's always at Papa John's. I don't know really
right.
who to talk to. I'm not really super locked
Yeah.
in with any of the coaches. I wish Trinity would show me some more love. I would mess with them way more. But Saint X has my
They kind of
former college ADs
they kind of tough. They kind of, you know what? Trinity's kind of
tougher.
tough, and and
They're
I know I'll
tougher.
be on the no cap talking my stuff, but I ain't really throw
Wow.
no sauce that way. That they ain't really, we trying to get a Trinity player. We done had,
Trying to show some love.
show
Yeah,
some
trying to
love to
show some
everybody,
love.
but hey, it is what it is,
It is what
and,
it
and it
is.
should and it shouldn't be that tough anyway. You know what I'm saying to
Yeah,
do
it
that,
shouldn't be.
but
I
so
mess with the Trinity
what's Plan
players as
B?
well.
What's Plan B?
That's a good question. So I teach and whatnot. So I'm really a people person.
Right,
So I enjoy being around the youth every day. I was a big, I am a big brother, an
hmm
active big brother. Sometimes I feel like in a father role.
right,
But so I just gravitate toward people and just waking up and being around people and being able to affect lives positively. That's kind of what I do. I just like to help people.
right,
Um, and I sit back sometimes and be like, dang, I don't realize how much I kind of do. But sometimes when I slow up, I'm like, sometimes everybody wants. But I mean, I guess that's kind of me.
right.
It's just kind of who I am. I just like to kind of help out. If I can do it, I'm gonna break my back to kind of see what I can do for a person. And that's just kind of something that's always been in me, and kind of helps and ventures out with the Deadstock stuff,
Right.
especially.
Well, I tell you what, man, I want to thank you for joining me. I really, we've been
Yeah,
talking about it for a minute. I'm glad I was able to get a hold of you, and much love, much respect. That's why I said,
always.
man, the myth, the legend, Deadstock in the building, big time. But man, I appreciate you, and I'm pretty sure if I don't see you Friday, I'll definitely see you probably real soon, my brother.
I'll definitely see you soon, man. I really appreciate you getting me on here. I gotta try to show up another time later down the road.
Oh, without a doubt, man. God bless you, brother.
You too. Have a good one.
Peace. Big time dad stock, man. What y'all talking about? Hey, y'all better, hey, if you don't follow him, you better get on there and follow him. If you don't know about him, you better go ahead and probably ask your son or your daughter. I'm pretty sure they know his videos are epic. You know what I'm saying? And he always is a nice guy that if you need him, if you need his video, you know what I'm saying, he would go ahead and take care of business. So shout out to him because he's definitely gifted, and we all enjoy watching his videos and things like that. So let's go on and get into the awards real quick before this show is over. All right, let's do it this way. Kentucky High School Football Defensive Player of the Week, sponsored by Tap Out at Dare County, Aiden Smith. Aiden had 12 tackles, 2 interceptions. Like, a lot of times you see somebody maybe have two tackles, 2 interceptions, which is great. But my man had 12 tackles with his 2 interceptions. Congratulations, Aiden Smith, Dare County Defensive Player of the Week. Now, I'm really proud of you guys on this one. You did not miss. You did not miss. Kentucky High School Football Offensive Player of the Week, sponsored by Tap Out, is Knox Central Steve Parton. Now, what you see on this screen is real. 41 carries, 526 yards, 7 TDs. I'm going to say this one more time for the people in the back. 41 carries in a game, 526 yards, 7 TDs. Oh, my goodness. Steve, you deserve it big time. I think it's the 3rd highest ever in the state of Kentucky. Come on, man. Say it with me, guys. 526, 7 TDs. This is not a total what he did have done for the year. This is one game. One game. And I'm so impressed with what he did that he'll be on the show tomorrow. Steve will be on the show tomorrow. 526 yards, 7 TDs. Must see TV. Congratulations to the winners. You guys deserve it. Thank you guys for definitely voting for these kiddos, these student athletes. It's more and more and more. We definitely go ahead and continue to acknowledge and recognize these kids. They deserve it. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Deadstock, you are the guy. You my man. You take care of business. Videos. Check them out, guys. Deadstock Visuals. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Hey, I'm Will. Yours truly. Out of here. Peace out. See you guys tomorrow. Oh, and tomorrow, like I said, Steve's on here, and we will be doing a preview show of this week's games after the interview. Peace out.
It's 8 p.m. Crease. Let's get it. Mark and Will, yeah. Mark and Will, yeah. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gon' tell you what they know. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Monday through Friday, player. Watch it while you on the go. It's the Mark and Will Show. It's the Mark and Will Show. Catch them at 8 p.m. They gon' tell you what they know.